Hopping right into it. So we've got our challenger with the red and green armored cleave deck.
Armor Cleave, that's the name.
And Bruno with my favorite, quote, quote, favorite deck in this, these pre-constructed so far, the black and blue aggro.
So this is also Bruno's favorite deck to play.
But it's his real favorite.
Yeah, he doesn't mean it sarcastically. And Bruno, for months, has been telling me, oh, I'm super good at this game. I've been playing this for years.
So if he loses.
Yeah, would it be funny?
This is momentous.
Would it be funny if Bruno, with his 3 years of Artifact experience, loses here? I'm cheering for that. Let's go, guys.
This challenger got so much riding on the line for you. No pressure.
Challenger's name is Tom from Bellevue.
Tom from Bellevue.
He wants me to shout out his YouTube channel, Superfed TV. So
check it out.
If he wins this one, you know.
Everyone follows Superfed TV.
Yes.
All right, so back to the game. It looks like our challenger has placed the grand melee improvement in the first lane here, or sorry, the third lane here.
Yeah, I think this is a great start here for the challenger. His axe has taken down a hero, Necrophos, I believe, and he's also simultaneously pressuring Moy, or is it Jamoy?
Jamoy.
Jamoy. And we are down hero, but Bruno, when I'm casting with him, he's always telling me, yeah, it's okay if you lose a hero too, because that means you have more option for deployment a little bit later on. We'll see how he handled this situation.
Right. And on turn 5, he'll actually, with mana 5, he'll have both Crystal Maiden and Necrophos available.
Okay, looks like Zeus is going to double up the lane here on the first side, making sure, ooh, look at these arrows, making sure that he is able to control that lane.
Wow.
In fact, I do want to say these are not the arrow that Bruno wants. He wants to hit face.
He wants to hit the tower. That Sorla Khan is meant for hitting the tower. You see here, her passive is to do 4 additional damage when attacking a tower. She doesn't want to hit this poor little Lycan here.
Yep.
Just completely getting bullied by everything in this lane.
Well, Lycan does have a couple of creeps that he could cast to protect himself.
That's right, and if you wanted to save the Lycan, you could potentially put a Savage Wolf in front of Sorla Khan.
Or if you value your Savage Wolf a lot, then you could put a Prowler in front and still challenge.
Looky here,
yeah.
So Bruno's done something that we haven't actually seen on the stage yet. He used Battlefield Control to actually change the target of Sorla Khan to the tower.
This is actively giving up a hero kill just to do 12.
I love this.
Yeah.
I love this play from our challenger here. He has used the creep to block Sorla Khan after that Battlefield Control.
And Frostbite goes onto the creep.
Yes.
Again, a lot of these spells used not on the hero, but on the creep, protecting Sorla Khan and also forcing a kill on the 0-8.
Right, that's a pretty tanky creep usually, but now Sorla's gotten through it and threatens the tower again for the next round.
And with no heroes here, our challenger could start developing the board any way he wishes. If he wants a lot of face damage right now, Rebel Decoy and swapping the axe gets you 7 damage right now.
Yep.
Or you could develop the Savage Wolf and let it start growing. So it's 2 interesting choices. I personally prefer the Savage Wolf because the earlier you could get it down uncontested, generally the better it is.
Totally, and you have so much other uses for the Rebel Decoy as well. It could save you in a pinch if you wanted to swap out of a tricky situation.
This is by no means a bad play though, so. Yes. In fact, even equips the weapon here. You know, Tom says, look, you have 10 less health. I'm gonna put you out of misery super fast. And now with that hit for 9, Bruno's down to 21.
And honestly, the black and blue deck, with it being aggro and all, doesn't have too much of a late game. The highest cost card is 7 mana, and it's Steam Cannon or the Thunder God's Wrath. After that, you kind of run out of steam. You don't have too many options in taking out creeps, and guess what green and red have a lot of, so.
The deck does have Conflagration though.
And it does have Conflagration.
Yeah, which I also struggle to say that name, same with Slacks. And that allows you to kind of control the size of that big creep wave. Is it right to call it creep wave? Different game? Wrong game?
Wrong game.
Wrong game.
We see here now something Bruno doesn't really want to see. There's 2 creeps deciding to go into that first lane here. So that means
rough.
One's going to go in front of Zeus and one in front of Sorla Khan.
Well, not necessarily. Well, actually,
yes,
absolutely.
Absolutely.
I was going to say if he had another unit coming in, but like you said, very unlucky. Now, if he does top deck a Frostbite, you can Frostbite the Lycan and get the hero kill.
That's right.
With the static. But I think he's better served casting the 5 mana improvement onto one of the other lanes.
I think so as well. The earlier you get that Conflagration up, the more it kind of earns you as the game goes on.
Yep.
I think, do you think he's going to put that in that last lane there? It's looking like there's a lot of creeps and low HP Pugna.
Yeah, Pugna will die before he gets his Nether Blast active. And I think...
Yep, so he's going to go ahead and do that.
Another reason to not wanting to put it mid is that, well, Farvin the Dreamer is giving everybody armor there.
That's right. If you look at the mid lane, that's his passive right there.
Pack leadership.
So not only does Axe have 2 armor, he has 3 now.
Yes.
The dreaded Valve number. Who thought it could exist?
Not sure if Valve even needs that 3rd armor, but it's fine. So an interesting question here for Bruno is that does he choose to actively save his Sorlock Khan by putting the Traveler Slope? Looks like he will.
Goes ahead and does that. I think this is also a good turn to start to develop that Savage Wolf.
Yeah.
Once you start putting that down, it's going to gain...
Oh, the arrow.
Oh,
25%.
Yes.
He gets it.
So for those of you who don't know, once you place a creep down, there is a 25, 50, 25 for left, mid, and right in terms of direction. But effectively in this case, it's like a 75% chance
for straight
for the tower, and then 25 to the right. So on that roll, that Savage Wolf managed to pick off Zeus and is now gaining that ability it has where it gains 1 attack and 2 health for every combat phase it survives.
I think what Bruno is currently trying to set up is the combination between Heartstopper Aura and the 5-mana improvement, Conflagration. Say that one more time?
Conflagration.
Conflagration. And the nice thing about that combination is that it deals 4 damage instantly before the lane even starts. So you can mow down creep waves very quickly and easily.
And it looks like here our challenger is now thinking about whether he wants to deploy more creeps into this lane. He is running low on cards. He has Mercenary Exiles. He's going to go ahead and go with the Rebel Decoy. Unfortunately,
double decoy.
It also arrows over to the right, that 25% chance they're proccing. But he does the swap, but in this case, it's not going to matter. That direction.
You can swap again with the other decoy.
With the other decoy. Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Fancy footwork.
Amazing. And now he gets that damage from Axe onto the tower.
Nice strafing run here. We'll get the 1 kill. And Crystal Maiden actually survives now, because there's nothing cleaving off of the Grand Melee.
That's right. That's very rare. Crystal Maiden surviving a lane.
You never will.
All right, Mercenaries Exile can come down. And one of the more often ignored ability of the Exile is that you could just pump out your 9 go into it and just start pressuring.
Yeah, if you don't feel like you have any items that you want to buy, any consumables, and you feel safe from like Thunder God's Wrath and other threats, you may as well put down a creep, but our challenger's going to pass for now.
Okay.
See if he can answer to something.
So Bruno, again with 2 choices, can go for the long-term game plan and start putting that Heartstopper Aura down, but takes 6 as a result, or could start blocking some damage with sacrificing that untested grunt.
All right, and getting that Heartstopper Aura, he's going to go ahead and do the untested grunt, and this also gives Pugna a chance to cleave, which is why you see that Necrophos taking an extra 2 damage now, and that's from the Grand Melee improvement.
Would it be funny if the Exile just gets an arrow onto that Pugna as well? Or not the Pugna, the Necrophos.
Oh, I think it's worth the gamble.
Yeah, here we go. Creep's gonna
here
come down. Arrow straight.
Arrow straight.
Bruno just sweating right now.
Yeah. His honor's on the line. Our challenger's now thinking if he wants to spend that gold to buff that creep.
Okay.
Nope. Gonna go ahead and use that.
Necrophos
proceed the combat phase.
Gains back the health because of his passive, Sadist. An old Dota term, no longer existing.
Yep, and he gets to gain 1 health after an enemy neighbor dies. And that doesn't have to be a hero, it can be a unit as well, or a creep.
Unfortunately for Bruno, he hasn't really gotten a single point of damage in just yet.
All these towers are looking really healthy.
Yeah, and also, just kind of casually here, Tom has been whittling away the health of the middle and the last tower for Bruno.
Yep, if we take a look, it's looking pretty good for Tom in both the first and second lane. Sorla is again not able to hit the tower. 2 creeps coming into the first lane again. This time it's looking pretty tough to save Sorla.
But there's going to be a sick combination of play here. Heartstopper Aura, and look at the item he has in hand, Blink Dagger.
Ooh, yes.
So he now will, I believe, ditch the lane momentarily. Might even play the untested grunt to just, again, block a little bit of damage. And now he's looking for a location to blink into and perhaps start pushing some damage. And of course, he could also start spreading that Heartstopper aura around and start dealing two piercing damage.
The two piercing damage actually takes place before the action phase, which means if he uses that Blink Dagger to bring Sorla into the second or third lane, he's going to do 2 piercing damage to whoever he's going to land in front of. And the mid lane looks pretty good if he could get rid of this Bronze Legionnaire, but then again, you have Axe sitting there. So it's very possible 50-50 chance that Sorla will appear before Axe or before that Legion.
Yeah. I honestly believe that Tom has gotten the best possible draw that you can against Bruno's deck. He has drawn nothing but creeps. Yeah,
and
you just cast creeps, and you just block them, pressure the hero, and this is precisely why Bruno's having such a tough time in this game.
Yeah, it's very difficult to be aggro when you're constantly chumped by all these small creeps.
Yeah.
So he does equip that Blink Dagger. He's probably going to move Sorla out of this lane and abandon it, as there are a lot of creeps now here for our challenger.
Yep.
So he's thinking he's actually going to blink to the last lane.
Okay. Interesting choice here. He wants to take down that Mercenary Exile. And we'll talk about how he takes it down as we get to that lane.
Yep. So it looks like this is just going to proceed to combat phase, and our Wolf is ramping up nicely as well. Started off as a 3-3, and now it's a 7-7, so he's going to be able to pop the tower on the next turn if there's nothing going to be blocking him.
Yep. I do believe Bruno's going to give up this lane. The question is, where is he going to cast better late than never? Nope, right here. He's not giving it up just yet.
So he's going ahead to block Axe. So otherwise, that was also a, pretty risky play in terms of where that creep was going to go. You don't have control on whether it goes in front of Axe or this Legionnaire.
Now another creep comes out from Tom, and that will guarantee the tower kill. He can swap with Axe, and he will.
Showing the true power of that Rebel decoy, just swapping in for those crucial moments to get lethal on the second tower.
All right, this is the one bright spot for Bruno, as between Conflagration and the Heartstopper Aura, he will take down. Yeah, combo is going to be good, freeing up a lot of damage.
And now Sorla finally gets to see the tower she so longs to see. Maybe. But yeah, looking like that one card in our challenger's hand could be the answer to crush Sorla's dreams once again.
That is, again, I believe...
Look, Bruno is just staring in disbelief that the one card that our challenger was holding still mattered.
I believe every single card that Tom has drawn has been creeped.
In fact, our challenger hasn't even drawn any duels, any
duels,
spells,
none of that high mana cost.
Berserker's Call. It's been only creeps.
Yep, and now we're going to spend all of that gold, 13-1-15.
It's not even necessary, but that creep's going to still survive some turns, even with the conflagration here.
It's necessary in the sense that he gets to stick around and now pressure for 13 next turn.
Yeah, and again, with black and blue, there are not many ways to get rid of a creep that's that healthy and big.
Okay, at least not within the current car set. And now there are 3 lanes that are, well, 2 now because Bruno has lost the mid lane. He needs to protect the first lane. He needs to be somewhat aware of the final lane, and all he has is Yamoy.
Yamoy.
Yep.
So it looks like Bruno's going to try and defend this first lane.
Yes. Now...
But so is our challenger. He's dropping Pugna in there as well. One thing to note, though, Pugna has that active ability to destroy an improvement. And Bruno does have those 2 improvements in the last lane, but our challenger has already popped the second lane, so he's just looking to win it in the first.
Yeah, Tom is trying to just win right now. Lucky arrow here for Bruno.
What a card. Yeah. But, it's not going to be quite enough unless you combo it with the other card he just drew. So... potentially, if he wanted to do another 6 damage, it's not going to be enough still.
Yep.
But he can get really close.
He can.
Bruno does have 2 heroes coming up in the next round, and he might be trying again to save that first lane because it's looking pretty dire with the 18 health that he has remaining.
Bruno still can draw a card with Yamoy's ability.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so this... Ooh, Thunder God immediately here. Is that lethal is the question. Once duel happens, I believe that's more than enough damage to spill through.
That's right. If he, with the Wolf still hitting this Yamoy, with this Troll Warlord gone, then the Wolf's going to hit the tower instead. And with Pugna doing 10 damage. It looks like
just barely
Bruno's
enough.
honor might be taking a hit.
All right, he waves bye-bye.
He waves bye-bye
Zeus
as his
ports out.
power goes bye-bye.
I gotta say, this has been one of the most aggressive drawn I've ever seen this
What a
green-red
stop.
deck could be. Yeah, this is actually
Oh
a
my
huge stop.
goodness. Give it up for, sorry, what was it? Bellevue?
Tom
What's
from
your name?
Bellevue.
Tom from Bellevue.
And don't forget his YouTube channel, Well-Fed TV. I don't even
Well-Fed
know how I
TV.
remember that.